Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate Overhaul with Dr. Ose Onizu Samuel Ewu. Over time, we've been talking about five lies we're told about real estate. Five lies includes the first one is every land we appreciate. That's a lie. Every land will not appreciate. Lands that appreciate are lands that have potentials, and when I mean potentials, I mean land that have things that are going on within that location. Either they are properties that are sited there or they are projects that are yet to kick off in that location, or somebody is coming to do something spectacular. This is the only reason why a land in that location we appreciate. Some people will buy land in a thick forest and it will also appreciate, whereas some people will buy in an area that even looks closer to the city but might not actually appreciate. So there are different factors that affect the appreciation of a land. That one is the first one. The second one is the buy land from the city and not from the bush. That is not completely true. If you are buying land from a city, make sure you are buying land from a place that something is happening. You understand? Even if you are buying from a city, make sure you are buying for either instant residential reasons or instant commercial reasons, because there are some places where even if it is developed, the continuous appreciation of that place might not be very speedy compared to some places that are actually bushy. You understand? So let's not let that one get us confused. So it's better you buy more bushes than you buy more land in the city. If you are buying land in the city, make sure you are developing it immediately. The third one is when people say that government can just come to any land at all and pick it for themselves. Government can just come to your house, knock on your door, collect your land, and turn it to their own. It is completely lie. It is false. That's a false narrative. It's a misconception. It is not true in any way. Any land that the government collects, actually lands that actually belongs to them ab initio. It's a land that has always been theirs. You go to the Ministry of Land and you run a search from the particular coordinate of that area, you find out that land must be on the government allocated area, either for a project, either a market or school or whatsoever project that the project has not kicked off does not mean that the land does not belong to the government. And in order to curb this thing, I advise everybody to make sure you register your land in the ministry, because when you go to the ministry, that's when you will discover if the place you are buying is actually worth it from the beginning. Then you know if you continue the transaction or not. Now, after buying, make sure you register your property in the ministry so that if anybody runs any search on that property, it's going to show your name. And if government is interested in coming to do something there, what they will do is they will come to you and people will do your normal proper negotiation. Then you can now give go ahead if you want or not. And there is no way government will mistakenly or erroneously destroy your structure without compensating you, especially if you've done your due diligence. That is number three. Number four is people say that land is your number one asset, your first asset. That is not true. Land or real estate is not your number one asset. Your number one asset is actually your business, because it is your business that will give you what it takes to actually own a land or buy real estate. Because we talk about real estate, we're going to talk about real estate properly in a different episode. Because if you say real estate, you're talking about land, you're talking about house, you're talking about bacha, you're talking about plaza, you're talking about hospital, you're talking about filling station. All of them are all real estate. We're going to talk about that in a different video. So if you have a business, your business is your number one asset, then your second asset is real estate, because real estate has a way of helping you expand your business, while your business has a way of helping you acquiring more real estate. And in those episodes, I mentioned McDonald's, making us understand that McDonald's became what it is today, not because of hamburgers, but because of real estate. Now, the last one, which is actually a very conspicuous one, is the particular point where we trashed everybody thinking that it is better to buy property from a villager than to buy from a real estate firm. That is wrong. It is a misconception. It is not true in any way, because there are various disadvantages of buying properties from a villager. But I'm just going to talk about one. And that one is just, please, there's a very big difference between a parcellated plot and a perimeter plot. If you are buying multiple plots, for instance, from a villager, what they are going to give to you is a perimeter plot. And they used to say, buyer don't buy, seller don't sell. Meaning, if you get a 12 plot that is mapped together like based on the area, and at the end of the day you decide to bring out the access roads, bring out the drainage, you might end up having less than 10 plots that you are paying for 12 plots, and they are still going to remind you that buyer don't buy, seller don't sell, buyer na king, seller na king. But in this particular episode, we're going to be talking about something very interesting, and that is what affects everybody. It is called fake appreciation. A lot of people will say, I bought a car 3 million naira last year, and I bought it direct Belgium 3 million naira. But now, even at Nigerian use, it is selling for 6 million naira. Does it mean my car is appreciating? A car can never be an asset. The productive car, it's still a car. The car is making you money, it's still a car. But a car is a liability. A liability is anything that takes money from your pocket. You use money to service a car, you use money to fuel the car, you use money to change the parts, you use money to keep it running day in, day out. That is the reason why it's a liability. The value of a car can never go up. What we are only experiencing in matters that concern the cost of this vehicle is actually the fluctuation of the naira dollar exchange. If the dollar value goes up, the price of the vehicle goes up. Why? Because we import this car. Why? Because we use our lighter currency to purchase cars from using a bigger currency. What it simply means is, since we trade with dollar, if the dollar keep going up, the value of the vehicle will keep, the price of the vehicle will keep going up, the value remains, the value keep going down as it should. So anybody that buys a car 3 million naira and is selling at 6 million naira is not doing it. It's nothing called appreciation there. It is just exchange, just a change in a dollar. Now, how does this affect real estate, and what does this really mean? How can we use this in valuing our property and know that our property is actually not adversely affected by this thing? Very simple. If you bought a property last year at 1 million naira, and every property should at least increase or appreciate in within the limit of 30% to 40% in 1 year. So if you bought a vehicle or a land, okay, let's use a land. If you buy a land at 1 million naira last year, 40% of 1 million naira is supposed to be 1.4 million naira. Now, let's take this conversion. Let's convert this 1 million naira to dollar. Let's say you buy a car when the exchange rate was 500 naira to $1, and you also bought a land at 1 million naira then, when 500 naira equals $1. Okay, 500 naira to $1 at 1 million naira will be giving you about $2,000. Okay, meaning you are buying that land at $2,000. Now, what we are saying in essence is, in 1 year time, that land should have appreciated to at least 40% appreciation. Now, a property that must appreciate at 40% yearly should be having about $2,000 by 40% is about $2,800, right? That's the price. Now, how do we do it? This year, your property should be worth $2,800. So whatever naira is saying, none of your business. So if naira now is if $1 is $1 is 1,000 naira, it simply means that you multiply that $2,800 by 1,000 naira. Then you can now then you'll be having about 2.8 million naira. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, the value of your currency should not determine the value of your property. Value is different from currency. Now, if your economy is bad, it does not stop the fact that your land is appreciating. That the economy is bad does not stop the fact that people are giving birth. That the economy is bad does not stop the fact that people are increasing. It does not stop the fact that there is always need for space. There is always need for accommodation. There is always need for people to move to better locations. It does not stop appreciation. appreciation is never determined by the value of your currency. So the reason why that vehicle is increasing is because dollar left 500 naira and became 1,000 naira. That is the reason why it's looking as if the price of that car is increasing. It is never ever the value of the car. The value of the car is going down, but the price of the car might be going up. But I'm telling you, once the value of naira stabilize, you are going to understand the proper cost of that car, and it is nothing but a liability. So that your land is appreciating, if you want to get it well, make it count and do the calculations properly. Fake appreciation is what you get when liabilities tends to increase as if it is assets. When you see laptops increasing in price, phones increasing in price, and vehicles increasing in price, does not mean that their value is increasing. It only means that your currency is failing. But the value of a property will continually be on the increase. Thank you very much. See you in our next episode. We're going to be talking about something very interesting, and it's going to be simply about real estate proper. Thank you.